Whew. Alright, guys. Well, first of all, I like to thank everyone for supporting my Twitch channel, my YouTube channel. I know I've been gone for at least probably about 2 weeks now, to a month, around there. I don't know. I'm not really good with time or anything like that. But I had to do some tweaking up. I had to do, I've been doing too much, obviously. I was trying to do a YouTube, I was trying to do Twitch, I was trying to supplement both of them, I was trying to juggle all this crap together along with it. It got pretty hectic. But now I got a set schedule. I have something organized for myself. I had basically trained myself with the fucking leash to stop, hold, pull back, pull back. I got a lot of issues I want to talk about, and I've been keeping them bottled up. It's killing me. It's like right here. But as you can tell, got a haircut. Woo, yay. Got a haircut. I woke up. I went to sleep with a full set of hair, and I went to spend the night at my mom's house. She said she was going to get a weed whacker and get rid of it. I did not know she was fucking that serious with this shit. Okay, so when someone tells you that they're going to shave you out with a fucking weed whacker, dude, oh my god! Be careful, because that shit hurts. It just keeps smacking you in the fucking face. It's like a little, thin little penis just smacking you shit in the face. Anyways, I have a lot of issues I want to talk about. For one thing, we did come up with a missing link over here. It's happy birthday, nephew Noah. My nephew is turned 4 years old, July 7th, so I am so happy for him. That's badass. He's growing up, and his mom is really hating that. So today I want to talk about two games in particular, a bit about the Destiny lore, and a bit of Elder Scrolls lore. I'm thinking every episode I'm going to give you guys just a bit of a game that I don't really, either I like or don't like, just a little bit of a review of the lore of certain games. Also, I'm going to give you every episode a lore, a bit more of the Elder Scrolls world lore. Alright? Today we're going to talk about the Nords. We're going to talk about Destiny and its background. We're going to talk about, I want to ask you a few questions right now, actually. Just something to think about during the episode. This isn't going to be a long episode. None of these episodes are really going to be that long. Maybe 15, 20 minutes, if that. So I'm not going to try to stretch it out to an hour like I was doing before, or even 30 minutes. I want to separate these conversations. Also, these episodes are different from my YouTube. These episodes are different from my Twitch channel. My Twitch channel is for mature gamers, pretty much to where they can talk about almost anything they want. Conversations, discussions, there's no political version of that, alright? I don't want people to go in there starting a fight, but I want people in there to defend the game that they really like. I want to know your reasons why you like them, what games you like. Again, that channel is twitch.tv/killfuller, alright? That's my Twitch channel. If you guys want to follow me right now, I am raising donations to get a PlayStation 4 web camera. I'm trying to get 100 followers. I have 49 at the moment. And I'm just now starting. So you guys got to be, those that have been following me and talking to me through the stream, I appreciate that. We do have some crazy-ass conversations. Nazcream, I want to give you a holler out, man. He's about to start his own streaming on a computer. And he's been giving me as much support as any good follower should. And just signing on, viewing me, and talking to me. I mean, how easy and hard is that, right? At the same time, I want to give away prizes, but I want to give away prizes to people that earned it, not just people that are randomly showing up. So I want people to follow me, to check me out, start conversations with me. I love talking about video games. If you guys want to talk about what I talk about in the YouTube videos, like some issues on here, if you guys want to contest to it, fine, go ahead. I'm calling out the Destiny fans right now. I want you guys to defend that video game. But before we get into that, alright, I want to know a little bit of facts here. As of 2012, what do you think the value of the Star Wars franchise is? As of 2012, Star Wars franchise, what is the value of that? Also, what was the Call of Duty's most successful game yet? Call of Duty's most successful game as far as budgeting, money, and fan base, and also the opening day. I want to know, those are all 4 key factors inside of making it the most successful video game. What is Call of Duty's most successful video game? Who did Gwen Stacy have kids with? Now, I asked this question early on in the episodes, and nobody really answered me, except, actually, I'm sorry, 2 people did answer me, and the 2 people that did answer me got them wrong. Alright? So, who did Gwen Stacy, and if you guys don't know who Gwen Stacy is, Gwen Stacy's from Spider-Man. She's actually Spider-Woman in the most recent comic book, so She who did she have kids with? Basically, she has 2 kids with a certain somebody. So I want to know exactly what you guys think about that. Who do you think is that? When was Superman created? Created as in invented onto the comic books, not created as speculation, but I'm talking about created in the comic books when they was published and all that crap. And in Borderlands, what was the nearby planet that Atlas found the vault on? The very first vault. What was that? What planet was that on that Atlas found? All right, these are going to be a little bit of, you know, trivia questions throughout the episode. I just want you guys to, you know, just to think about some stuff while I talk. All right. And now for the lore of Elder Scrolls, today we're going to talk about the Nords or the Atmorians. Basically, the Nords came from a distant continent way up north that had to do more about basically seclusion, and they represent what is a little bit what we call, you know, the Nordic history or, you know, presence of them. Like Vikings mixed in with primitive Indians that live, you know, kind of like where American Indians, Native American Indians, mixed in with just a bit of lore from the Valkyries. So put those together and you got the Nords. Now the Nords came from a continent called Atmora. Now it's a continent that basically, when they found it, they're ancient. Basically, these people, all they know is this place. Now, a long time ago, they actually ascended from the Nordic region of Skyrim. A long time ago, but that's an ancient Nords. That's different from the Nords I'm talking about. Ancient Nords are a bit of more elf, more of snow elfy type of people, and they're more magical. These Nords grew up in the harsh region of Atmora. They are used to the harsh environments. They are used to trying to survive off of just a scrap of meat. And a man came up and said, basically, you know what? Ysgramor wanted to go off and find his land, Skyrim, or they called it, you know, the planet of Myr, or the land of Myr. Now, who occupied this land, Skyrim, was technically 2 races. All right, the Dwemer and the Snow Elves. But the Snow Elves are the only ones that made themselves truly known. Snow Elves occupied most of the region. During this time, though, the Cyrodiil campaign was active, and the mixed humans were basically taking over Tamriel slowly. They took over a bit of Skyrim, and basically the Snow Elves and the Nords beat the crap out of the Cyrodiil, you know, people from the Cyrodiil, the armies of Cyrodiil, down back to where they belong. In return, the Snow Elves said, you know what, Nords, you can probably stay here. You guys are fine. You guys are good. You know, these humans have no idea. They're just animal-like creatures to us. They're like little pets. They're like squirrels to the Snow Elves. And Snow Elves are wise, smart. They're just like any other elf. But just like any other elf, they got arrogant and they got kind of worried of the new companions. Nords showed themselves more brutal, more brutalic than the humans. They believed in a little bit more of aggressive combat skills than the normal humans. And the Snow Elves thought of them as basically like ants taking over a new land. They didn't know what they were going to take next. The Snow Elves didn't like this feeling. They also kept secrets from the Nords, the Snow Elves, rituals, statues, different things. And the Nords believed in a completely different religion than the Snow Elves do. And a lot of elves don't believe what the Nords believe. But the Nords, you know, are stubborn, and nevertheless, they wanted to stay there. This is a new environment that's full of life, full of resources. They wanted it. And you know what? Peace was in the air for a couple years until the Snow Elves, they smelled that the Nords might eventually could take them over, you know, at ease almost. Now that these people are slowly taking over their land and building great cities such as Sarthel, above a very important land to the Snow Elves, and the Snow Elves kind of got a little bit nervous about this. So what did they do? They ran a campaign to destroy everybody in Sarthel, which succeeded. The Snow Elves killed off the entire entire pilgrimage, except for Yiskamar and his two sons. They escaped with barely their lives. And the Snow Elves were happy about that. They thought they got rid of the brutes for a long time. Yiskamar went back to the homeland, and people were pretty much worried, like, what happened? Why are you beaten up? Like, kind of like in shame. Yiskamar wanted to prove himself once again that he's not going to get pushed around, especially by measly little elves. So the Nords started their own campaign. Yiskamar came back. When he came back with a full-fledged 500-man army. And back then, this was very rare because people were going off to a far-off land that didn't know anything about, fighting off magical creatures which owned that land. It was kind of like Nord's Vietnam. And they lost a lot of people. And in return, the Nords actually succeeded and took over. So that's exactly how they got the Nord, brutal structure for them. They have fought for their land over and over and over again over centuries and centuries, and now they finally got it back, and they'd be damned if anybody takes it away. So it's kind of like why when we played Skyrim, there was a civil war in action. You kind of have to expect that. How these people found this land was very different. The Snow Elves, being defeated, they ran to the Dwemer, and the Dwemer basically enslaved them, started basically poisoning them slowly, and eventually led to them changing altogether into very horrible creatures called the Falmor. Blind, pretty much kind of like bat-like creatures, full of mystical magic and evilness. They pretty much resented their races above. Because of the Nords, they don't really trust humans too much, and because of the Dwemer, they don't trust elves too much. So the Dwemer, being kind of mad scientists, that they kind of screwed the pooch on the Snow Elves, and Snow Elves kind of got the shit end of the stick eventually. So sorry about that, Snow Elves. I mean, eventually you'll have your day, and you know what? Next episode, I might actually record a bit about the Snow Elves, just so you guys get the feel of that. But that's the Nords. That's Skyrim. That's how it is all formed in a quick little note package. That is exactly what happened. All right. The lore, that's what Bethesda Studios gave me as an email. That's what the Wikipedia has gave me. All those facts are true. So the Nords are very powerful people. They have defended their land, and they are resilient to the end. That is one of the races among many that have proven themselves in Tamriel. I'm sorry, of the world of Nirn. Now, I wanted to talk about just a bit of the next game, Destiny. Destiny wasn't, to me, an impressive video game. And if people want to, change my idea about that, you're more than willing to email me at jcfuller420@gmail.com. Check me out on Twitch, KillFuller. I'm open to discussions. All right, guys, I really am. I really want you guys to understand that I'm open-minded. While I'm open-minded, that's also, it could be a bad thing. All the information that's feeding in this open mind, I'm basically going to extract and dissect. One of which, several terms got to me, several meanings and several people, instead of several profiles, didn't really add up to me. One of which, let's go with the basic background. The basic background of Destiny is that the Golden Age. The Golden Age is when humans had peace in the entire solar system after taking it over. The Golden Age is basically this is leading right after the Golden Age, where basically humans had to flee to the last remaining city on Earth. Now, because of the humans, they felt like, okay, because of the humans, and all this, they went out into the solar system and basically took it over, right? Okay, that was called the collapse. When they went out and ventured off into the solar system and colonized every bit of the solar system, that was called the collapse. Now, during the collapse, the Golden Age was being slowly born, and How do you think they got these colonized solar system planets? How do you think they colonized it? You know, to me, that's so. Wait, you're telling me that these places were empty and that eventually aliens came back to take it over, or the aliens? We had to have done something to the solar system to get it, right? So why didn't it tell us that? What happened? How did we take over the solar system? Because the only thing I've looked up, the only thing I've found, and Bungie has responded several times saying that it's on Wikipedia. And I looked up on Wikipedia. You guys can look it up too on Wikipedia. Hell, Destiny has 3 different versions of Wikipedia. You can look it up. So far, the Golden Age and the collapse are the only 2 things in the past that I can actually picture. Then I delved into it even further. I was like, you know what? There is a missing link. The Traveler. The reason why humans were able to expand the way they did. The Traveler saved the Earth humans and gave the Guardians, what we play, the power of the light, which the light gave us abilities, various abilities, you know, that upon our Guardian, we do, you know, depends on the Guardian what our powers are. The light. Where did he get this light? Where did the Traveler come from? Why did the Traveler save humans? Why not save the aliens that were being invaded? That they're right now trying to fight back for their land, you know? Or are you telling me these 4 aliens came back so that they can take over at the same time? Or was this an ongoing war that during the collapse happened? But if that was the case, then the Golden Age wouldn't exist. So basically what you're saying is we got the solar system, it was unchecked already, and we took it over. And then while taking it over, we had peace. Well, wouldn't you think we had peace before that? So we didn't have peace before that, okay? During the collapse, we didn't have peace. So that makes me think that we took over those planets. We killed and murdered innocent aliens for their resources, for their planets, for their civilizations. And then they wanted it back, and now we're asking for a god to strike these weaker people down so that we can resume our life of peace that we wrongfully took from these aliens. Is that what you're saying? Respond. I don't understand where these storylines are getting connected to. It doesn't make sense to me that the collapse happened and then all of a sudden peace ran over the universe. So there was no peace before that. So that means that, again, we went to these planets and we took over these planets. We killed innocent aliens for their resources, their technology, and we advanced from there. That didn't make sense to me. Hey, why would you make a video game based on that logic? Unless I'm wrong. Unless somebody can come up to me and tell me I'm wrong, and then they give me a valid reason with a link or somebody. There's a guy in particular. Jason James? Jason James? Buddy, I'm calling you out, man. I want to know exactly what you guys were thinking as far as storyline. I'm not going to get into the Dark Below and the wolves and all that. I'm not even going to even touch that. Because if I add in that lore with what this is talking about, you truly will get lost in this aspect. So, okay. So far we got the collapse, which basically means that the humans colonize the solar system. That is what the Great Collapse is that when we, the humans, colonize the entire solar system with the help of various other things, including the Traveler. Traveler created the last city on Earth that humans can run to, basically. The Golden Age came right after the collapse, which led the people, the humans, with peace. Alright? Now, I didn't understand why a video game would be created like this. I didn't understand why such a sloppy lore would be produced for a video game. Sloppy as hell. And then I realized Bungie came from a video game that everybody is so... Bungie comes from a badass video game. And that video game is called Halo. Now, everybody that are great fans of Halo know exactly how I'm going to link these 3 points up with what I'm about to say with Halo. First off, Bungie, it's not our fault that you couldn't make it and break it, that you couldn't make it in Halo. Not our fault. Don't take it out on your fans, okay? What I found out in Halo 3, ODST, Halo 3, if you played it, there is the Traveler. The Traveler is on a picture above Earth on Halo 3. And guess what it says above it? Destiny awaits. It talks about various other aliens that want to attack us. The Great Collapse happened right after what happened? The humans needed a solar system to survive for the resources that they needed. So what did they do? They created the Great Collapse. In Halo 3, this is all happening. The Golden Age was supposed to come right after that, in between Halo 3 and 4. So basically, Bungie took their same idea from Halo 3, and before they were able to create it in Halo 4 or 5, they got kicked out and booted and went to PlayStation side and started creating Destiny. You guys, I'm glad that it's a bit of originality, but at the same time, you should have cut your losses. If it wasn't good enough for Halo, it probably wasn't good enough for us. So why were you going to push that on us? And then you guys are going to give us a half-assed game at that. The game only gives us a select few of areas within a planet. I'm able to travel to a planet and only play maybe a couple miles out of the actual planet. There's little crevices inside of the place that lead into underground holes that, you know, wow, it's kind of cool, I guess. But at the same time, Elder Scrolls Online gives me a province. And it doesn't lead me into one city in the province and then just everywhere else I can't explore. I can see it, but I can't explore it. No. Elder Scrolls give us a province, and then they give us countries within the province that we can explore. So, to me, that these people, Destiny, Bungie, you're making us pay $60 for a video game that we cannot fully explore. You're making us pay $60 for a video game that we don't have full access to. That we have to pay $20 to $30 extra for a season pass that would not actually give us all the expansion passes. So we're already putting in $90. $90. Okay, let's just round it up. $100 for a fully unfinished video game you're going to make us pay. And then you're going to say that we're not really ready for you guys to play the full extent of the video game. Fuck you, Destiny, alright? And fuck you, Bungie. I'm sorry to say that with such aggression, but come on, guys. You guys know better than that. You guys have been making video games for years. I looked up this guy, Jason James, and I realized that this guy has been making video games and been doing a lot of great stuff with Halo. Why are you going to make us do this? Why would you piss people off by making a video game for ignorant, dumbass gamers like this? Why would you do that? People that play this video game are desperate for a new type of video game. So desperate that they're willing to defend this video game no matter what. For why? Why? There's not a great storyline. They ripped it off of a greater game. They kept that idea, and then they didn't even give us a fully upgraded game. We paid $100 for a video game that we're not getting all the content for. Even Elder Scrolls give us the option. Or GTA. Grand Theft Auto is a much bigger game than Destiny. Much bigger by scale, by storyline, by online aspects, by cooperation, even by grouping up. It gives us a much wider variety and bigger variety of a video game than Destiny does. But GTA is willing to give us free expansions, free content, free everything, because we paid for the video game. And we pay for online, PlayStation Plus. So basically, Destiny, you're saying we're not good enough for you guys. That we have to stoop to your level to activate the game. Not even a fully contented game, but a game that is full of half-assed ideas, full of half-assed weapons, and customization, tricking us thinking that we're making a unique character and a unique setting, which all you did was take a took a small idea and tried to make it into a greater world out of a badass video game that is Halo. Come up with your own ideas, guys. I'm really surprised you guys are afloat right now. And then come up with another expansion. I can go on for days about this. You guys, Destiny fans, come at me. I am calling you all out. Tell me I'm wrong and assuming that Bungie is full of idiots. Please, give me that satisfaction of proving me wrong. Okay? I'm more than happy to oblige in anyone's opinions. You give me facts, though, and I will change my whole idea of Destiny. Okay? But so far, all I've seen to me is a half-assed video game. And you have to do better than that, Bungie. Alright? You guys are going to have to do way better than that. I appreciate you trying. A for effort. But a horrible game. Not a good game at all. Okay? I'm sorry for the aggression, guys. Next time, I'm going to talk about a little bit more about GTA. I'm going to go deeper into the Destiny discussion. I'm also going to give you guys a little bit more of another race's lore from Elder Scrolls. Those 5 questions from the beginning. As of 2012, what is the Star Wars franchise value? It is, if those that people say that $30.7 billion, then you are correct. $30.7 billion is the Star Wars franchise value. And that's 2012. So that's before the new ones come out. Way before the new ones come out. So we're going to get to see how much that value increases over the years. So Star Wars value as of 2012 is $30.7 billion. Hell yeah, Star Wars. Good job, Disney. It's pretty badass fucking sale right there, huh? What was Call of Duty's most successful game? Modern Warfare 3 was the most successful video game they've ever created as far as ratings, budgeting, money, and the opening weekend. So they actually made a lot of money around. I'm not going to give you exact numbers, but they did a good job as far as the other Call of Duty games. And believe it or not, a lot of Call of Duty games have lost in value over the years. So the new one that's coming out, Black Ops 3, is actually that's not going to be the best one. Still, Modern Warfare 3, as of 2014, that's the best one as far as fans and budgeting and sales. That is the best one so far. Sad, really. That came out a long time ago. So, and last year was the last year I counted. So, kind of sucks that was. But, Modern Warfare 3 is a good series. Modern Warfare, that was a good series. I followed 1 through 3. I loved them every bit of it. Who did Gwen Stacy have 2 kids with? Believe it or not, Gwen Stacy's Spider-Woman actually had 2 kids in an alternate universe with Norman Osborn. That's right, in Paris. They fell in love, and they got married, and they had 2 kids. Which those 2 kids had pretty badass abilities. His son, already having abilities, copied his father in creating the Green Goblin serum. His daughter, kind of a sadistic bitch, but nonetheless, she fell in love with a superhero and had a happy ending. So, those 2, that's pretty interesting. So, Gwen Stacy eventually has kids with Norman Osborn, which is Harry Osborn's father. So, which is the real Green Goblin. So, when was Superman created and first comicized? 1933. Superman was created. Hell yeah, Superman. Happy birthday, buddy. And in Borderlands, what was the nearby planet that Atlas found the vault on? Which is called Promethea. Promethea. So, little facts for you guys for this episode. I appreciate everything that you guys have done, as far as supporting my channel, as far as watching me. I am full of bullshit sometimes, but I love talking about it with you guys. Alright, like I said, just a few things to remind you guys of. Next week we're going to talk about a little bit more about Elder Scrolls. We're going to talk about GTA, a little bit of the lore of GTA 2, rare to see and rare to find, and also upcoming events that we might actually present for Grand Theft Auto and everyone else that's playing that game. Points to think about as far as Destiny. I want you guys to give me some good reasons why I should like that game and what these, accusations I'm presenting are valid or not, and why they aren't valid, or why you guys support my theory. Alright, guys, I want to talk about it. Alright, I'm about to Twitch at 11 o'clock today, so I'll catch you guys on Twitch. Love you. Love me. Love you guys. Share, follow, do all those things with me. I appreciate everything. I'm trying to raise money for a PlayStation 4 web camera, so if you guys can donate, I would be much appreciated. Give me any tips or anything like that. I'll try to do my best and supplement it. I have tons of comics that I'm willing to give out during the Twitch channel if you guys donate. Love ya. Bye-bye.